Welcome from the Automotive Tech.AD Berlin 2016. I'm here with Professor Dr. Sven Henkel from EBS Business School.
Hi.
Hi, thank you so much for being here and taking the time to participate in the interview.
You're welcome.
Do you mind briefly introducing yourself and just give us an insight into your professional background?
Okay, as you said, I'm a professor at EBS Business School. My basic foundation is marketing. I'm doing a lot of customer insight research, so I'm trying to understand why do people do things, why do people use things. What we know is the cognitive way of deciding. The rational way is not the way which is really done in the markets, but we decide on basis of our gut feeling, of our heart and emotion, and we try to identify what are drivers. And one core industry I'm in is the automotive industry, trying to find out, for example, how new technologies like electromobility or autonomous driving are accepted and what has to be done to really making them a success.
Mm-hmm. And you also presented a case study this morning. It was about your research, and you actually had a look into motives and motivational patterns that underlying customers and actually quantify or find out if they accept autonomous vehicles or not. Tell us a bit more about that.
So the core finding is that the way the industry talks about their topics, discusses their topics, is not the way people understand it. First of all, people do not know what autonomous driving is. There are some people who are really fearing to giving up control, not knowing that you can always do it yourself. There are others who think you can already sleep in cars while the car is driving, so the definition is not clear, and that was the first point the industry has to explain that. And afterwards, what we have to learn as the industry, as the engineer industry, people are not into technology. They do not understand, they don't want to understand why things are going on. They want to make their lives easier, and therefore we have to at least promote these ideas related to benefits of customers. For example, telling customers you can have a more comfortable way of commuting. You can live up to your whatever kind of targets while commuting, instead of telling them this is the technology and that's how to use it. So trying to understand what is the life context of somebody and really trying to make this technology part of their life by just improving a certain aspect of their life. That's something we have to learn, or that's something all industrial companies at least, or B2B companies have to learn, because we are still very, very technology focused and sometimes forgetting that somebody else has to buy those products at the end.
Yeah, I've been talking to different people today and just trying to get their insights on autonomous driving, and especially when it comes to customer acceptance. Do you think that in 20 years everybody or pretty much everybody will accept autonomous vehicles as a form of transport? Or do you think there's quite a lot that we need to do in order to overcome that?
For example, in the city context, we will accept that.
Mm-hmm.
So the younger generation is more open to that. But again, it's more important, it will only be accepted if we can at least explain why it's more effective, more efficient, more comfortable. And for example, younger car users tell me, or potential car users, they don't drive because driving is lost Facebook time. And that's something we have to deal with. If we tell them you don't have to take this crowded bus, you can take your own car, but still do, it's not Facebook in 20 years, but whatever, you can still do your social media things, then that's a real benefit to them.
Yeah.
And that's the traditional Homo economicus. We try to optimize our benefits, and as soon as we can at least show that those technologies provide or help us to achieve this situation, they will be accepted.
And apart from the additional Facebook time, for you personally, where do you see the main benefits of autonomous driving?
Well, we learned from our study, and it's the same to me, I've got 3 kids and a busy job. Being in a car is one of the, in a fast-moving society, fast-moving world, that's my world, that's something I can hide, a place I can hide from this hectic world and really concentrating, focusing on things I'm interested in. And I think the louder our worlds become, the more important it is to have those places to hide. And the car is something we can create by our own. Also shared cars, just having another lighting system, just changing the music, you have your environment and you can at least calm down and focus. And that's something which cannot be provided by, for example, public transportation. And that's what often is said. We think either on things of real relevance or focus on strategic things on the one hand. On the other hand, we use the car, for example, to meeting people, doing business talks, and talking about things we would never talk about in a public setting. So it's like a mobile,
That's a good point, yeah.
a mobile room to really hide from the fast-moving society and focusing on the real important things.
Yeah.
And that's special, and I would expect, especially in cities, everything gets smaller and smaller and smaller, and therefore individualization is the second important thing, but the most important thing is having some space for your own in this world. And I would think that's the most important buying aspect in future.
Good, great. Thank you so much for sharing your insights. Really appreciate that. And I just hope you enjoy the rest of the conference.
I will. Thank you very much.
Thank you.